going to show you how to do this diamond faux braid with an infinity braid going down the middle. I will be using my faux braid braiding cap so that you can see the colors and follow along. With the faux braid braiding cap, yellow represents the hair on top of the head, your crown area. Orange is the hair above the ears, red is the hair at ear level, and pink is the hair underneath the ears. Let's get started with the infinity braid. You're going to take yellow, split it in half, and grab 2 strands of yarns from the middle. To give us a good starting point, because this is a braiding cap and not a real head, I am going to improvise, and I'm going to take the 2 strands, bring it to my right over the right hand strands, take it to the back, and bring it back forward, making a very simple knot. I'm going to pull on it, bring it up a little bit, and this will be my starting point. Let's do a quick recap on how to do an infinity braid. I'll be using my 9 core braids braiding cap, where I got a little bit of yellow, 2 strands of orange, and a little bit of red. My 2 strands of orange is what I like to call my traveling strands. So I like to go from the middle, I like to go under to get to my right hand side, to then go above the red strand, to go back to the middle, and from the middle I get to go under to go to the left, to then go back into the middle from above yellow, back in the middle I get to go under to go back to my right hand side. I prefer it like this versus from the middle going above to get to my right, to then go under to get to the middle, to go above to get to my left, to then go under to get to the middle, and above to get to my right. So from the middle, I like to go under. So let me go ahead and redo this real quick. Under, from the middle, go above yellow, under, from the middle to go to my right, going above red to go into the middle so I can go under to get to my left. This is how I like to do an infinity braid. Now I'm going to go ahead and add hair, and then we'll go ahead and remove hair, and that will get us ready for the diamond faux braid with the infinity braid in the middle. So I'm going to put my traveling strand back in the middle, and for pickup I already have red ready on the right hand side, and then I have yellow ready on the left hand side. Now here's why I like to go from the middle, why I like to go under. By going under, it gives me the ability to pick up hair to join the braid. So I'm going to grab 2 strands of red. So here's my orange strand, the traveling strand, my 2 strands of red. All they have to do now is go above orange to be part of my braid. Orange will now travel above red to go into the middle, from the middle under yellow to get to my left. From here I'm going to pick up 2 yellow strands. All they have to do is go above my orange strand, and that's how I know they'll be part of my infinity braid. So one more time, traveling back to the right, picking up 2 red strands. They're going to be above my orange strand, and that's how I know they're going to be part of my braid. Going back to the middle, under to go back to the left side, grabbing 2 yellow strands, placing them above the orange traveling strand, going back to the middle. So now we did that twice. That's picking up hair to add to the braid. Let's go ahead and remove the hair now. To remove the hair, you can either grab the 2 red strands and place them behind your orange traveling strand, and that's how you know it will not be part of your infinity braid. Or you can take the orange strand and place it above, and that's another way you know it's not going to be part of the braid any longer. So here's my orange strand, continuing without the red 2 strands, back in the middle, over to the other side. Let's go ahead and remove 2 yellows. I can remove it by either placing them behind the orange, and they're not going to be a part of it anymore, or by placing yellow above, and that will also make sure it is no longer part of the braid. Going back to the middle, going back to the right hand side, removing 2 reds. This time I'm going to place them behind orange, which means they will no longer be part of the braid. Going back to the middle with my traveling strand over to the other side, removing 2 yellows, placing them behind orange, and then having orange travel back to the middle. So now we went through how to do an infinity braid, how to add a hair, and how to remove hair. Back to the faux braid. So here's my traveling strand. What was orange? This would have been my red, and now this is my yellow. I am going to do the infinity braid, and I'm going to remove 3 strands per side 4 times. So again, I'm removing 3 strands per side 4 times. I'm going to go underneath the left, above, back to the middle, underneath the right, and here I go, removing 3 strands. 1, 2, 3, place them above, out of my way, to then go back around to the middle, underneath my left, removing 3 strands, and I'm going to do this 4 times. Here's my first infinity braid. I removed 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 strands at a time. What I'm going to do now is clean this up and move my rotations up nice and neat. Now that I cleaned this up, next we are going to do 8 rotations of just an infinity braid using these yellow strands. So I'm going to do this 8 times. Okay, I'm on my 4th rotation, but I am running out of yarn. So the way you do it is you're going to grab 2 yarns from the middle, 1 from the right, 1 from the left, just to keep it even. And then you're going to replace those 2 with your new 2. And these ones will just become part of the right hand strand and the left hand strand. So here's my 2 new yellow strands, and this is how you're going to extend your yellow strands throughout the braid. So now I'm going to do 4 more rotations, making it 8 total. And this is my 8th rotation. Bringing my traveling strand back in the middle, there it is. Now we're done with our 4 rotations, removing yellow, 8 rotations of just yellow. Next we're going to include orange. For orange, we are going to do 4 rotations of 5 strands each. We're going to do 4 on the right, 4 on the left. Here I got my 5 strands of orange, placing it above my yellow traveling strand, so that my yellow traveling strand can now grab it and travel to the other side. Here's my yellow strand, traveling strand on the other side. I'm going to grab 5 orange from here. Here's my 5 orange strand, adding it to the infinity braid, going above yellow, and having my traveling strand move over to the other side. So I'm going to do this 4 times, 5 strands each. Okay, here I am on my last rotation. Here's my 4th time. Adding orange, going to my left side, adding orange for the last time. Traveling strand going back in the middle. So now this is how we included orange. Now we need to remove orange. So now I'm going to have my traveling strand go to my right hand side, count 5 strands of orange, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, moving them to the top out of the way so that my traveling strand does not include it. Going back to the other side, to my left, I'm going to remove 5 strands of orange, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, moving them to the top out of the way so that my traveling strand does not include them. Here, my yellow traveling strands are running out of length, so I'm going to replace them with 1 yellow from the right, 1 yellow from the left, dropping the 2 yellows. I'm just going to move them to the right hand side right here, and my 2 new yellow traveling strands are going to take over. I just keep on going. So here we are to the right. I'm going to remove 5 more yellow strands, and we're going to do this 3 more times on each side. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the last of the orange on my left hand side. Here's my traveling strand going back into the middle. So this takes care of orange. Now we need to do 8 rotations of yellow only. So here's one rotation of just doing yellow. And we're going to do this 8 times. I am done with the 8 rotations of yellow only. Now I need to pause, so I'm going to use a bobby pin to secure my yarn so it doesn't go anywhere. I'm going to bring orange down. I need to bring yellow down. Now I'm going to bring all of orange and the yellow infinity braid up. And the 2 yellow strands, I'm going to bring them in the middle and tie them right here, creating the first diamond. Now the yellow is tied, I'm going to bring all of orange and the yellow infinity braid back down. Now we need to include red. So to include red, we're going to bring just orange back up, out of the way, leaving the yellow infinity braid down. I'm going to remove my bobby pin. I found my 2 yellow strands, my 2 traveling strands. I'm going to bring them back to the right hand side where they were last. And from here I'm going to do 4 rotations of 5 red strands on each side. Here's my first of 5 red strands, placing it above yellow so that yellow can travel into the middle, including them. Traveling strand goes to the other side on the left. I'm going to grab 5 red from the left. Here's my 5 red from the left, joining the braid, going above the yellow traveling strand, back into the middle, and onto the right hand side. Let's do this 3 more times. And now I'm going to grab my last of my red from the left to join the infinity braid, bringing the traveling strand back in the middle, over to the right hand side. Now that we've included all of red, now we need to remove all of red. So let's go ahead and remove 5 strands from the right. Bring it to the top so that yellow traveling strand is not included. Yellow goes back in the middle, underneath red, and out to the left side. Here I need to remove 5 red strands, bring them above, out of the way so that my yellow strand, traveling strand is not included. So let's go ahead and remove 3 more times, 5 strands of red. And I'm about to remove my last red from the left. There it is, moving it to the top so that my 2 traveling strand does not grab them. Now that red is out of the way, I need to do 8 rotations of yellow only. So there goes 1 rotation, 2 rotations, and let's do it 6 more times. So that takes care of that. I'm going to go ahead and bobby pin here to secure my infinity braid for right now. Next we're going to bring red back down. We need to bring orange back down, and we need to bring all of red and the infinity braid up and above, out of the way. I'm going to grab the 2 orange, bring them into the middle and tie them right here, creating the second diamond. Now that orange has been tied, we're going to bring back all of red and the infinity braid back down. But now we need to include pink, so all of red and red only is going to go back up, keeping the infinity braid down. Removing the bobby pin and finding my traveling, there it is. Here's my traveling middle strand. Getting the rotation back to where it was. Now we're going to include 5 pinks into the infinity braid 4 times on the right and 4 times on the left. So here's my 5 first pink strands to join the infinity braid, placing them above my yellow traveling strand. Now on the left hand side, let's do the same thing. Here's my 5 strands from the left hand side, placing them above my yellow traveling strand, and then traveling it back to the middle and out on the right hand side. And let's go ahead and do this 3 more times on the right, 3 more times on the left, and don't forget it is 5 strands each. So here I'm at the right hand side. Here's the last of the 4 rotations. Going over to my left, grabbing the last one, placing it above my yellow. Yellow is going back to the middle, going back to the right hand side, and now we need to remove it. So we're going to remove it 4 times on each side, 5 strands each. Here I am removing the last of the pink, and now I'm going to do 8 rotations of yellow only. When you're done, we're going to go ahead and just tie up the yellow right here. Now we're going to go ahead and bring pink back down, we're going to bring red back down, and we're going to take pink and the infinity braid up. We're going to grab the 2 red strands, place them in the middle, creating the 3rd diamond and tying it here. Now that red is tied, we're going to bring pink and the infinity braid back down. We're going to grab pink, place it behind red, and tie it right here, creating the 4th diamond. And this is how you do your diamond faux braid with the infinity braid down the middle. Let's go ahead and do it with the mannequin head. On the mannequin head, go ahead and remove the crown area for your yellow. I tilted my head a lot so that you can see the top better. So I'm going to divide the yellow in half, and I'm going to grab a strand in the middle, and this will be my traveling strand right here. Now I like to go under first, so I'm going to go under to get to my right, then above, and then I'm going to go under to get to my left and above to get back to the middle. Now for yellow, we're going to do 4 rotations, but you cannot count the hair. Ideally, just keep the hair even. So 4 rotations of evenly removing hair. So here I go removing the first one. I want to grab a little bit of hair, and because hair is slippery, I don't want to place it on top because it'll just fall right back down. So what I'm going to do is place it behind my traveling strand, and that's how I know it is not part of the braid. So here it goes 1 time, bringing it back to the middle to go to the other side, removing about the same amount of hair, bringing it behind the traveling strand so I know it's not a part of it, bringing the traveling strand back around to the right hand side, and I'm going to remove 3 more times on each side the same amount of hair. So here I am about to remove the 4th rotation of hair. Removing hair, here's my traveling strand, going back around to the middle. My traveling strand in the middle is also getting a little short, so I'm going to extend it by grabbing from my left hand strand just because it seems natural, then going from my right since I'm going to my left. And now we're going to join together, and because this is hair not yarn, they're going to blend perfectly. So now my new and old traveling strand together are going to go to my left. We're going to remove hair from my left, Here we are. It's going to go behind my new traveling strand, and my new traveling strand is going to go back in the middle. So here we did 4 rotations of removing evenly amounts of hair. Now I'm going to do 8 rotations of just my strands in the middle. So here goes 1, going back in the middle, to go to the other side, back to the middle, to go to the other side. So I just did 2, so I'm about to do 6 more. So I just got done doing my 8 rotations of yellow. Next we need to add orange into the braid. So what I'm going to do is place a bobby pin here to hold my braid together temporarily. The yellow strands that I removed, now I'm going to be able to place them on top and use a bobby pin up here. I like to make sure I stay in the middle. It is a challenge. So I'm feeling for the ears, making sure that my braid is in fact in the middle. Alright, I'm going to remove the bobby pin and I'm going to keep braiding. So here's my traveling strand where I left it off. And now it's time to add orange. So orange is a section above the ear. So I'm going to take 4 even sections from here to join my braid. Now all you have to do is do your best at making sure the sections are even. So here's my first one. I'm going to make it join the braid by being above my traveling strand. And then I'm going to bring my traveling strand back in the middle and over to the other side, grabbing orange from the left-hand side, placing orange on top of my traveling strand. That's how I know it's part of it. Bringing my traveling strand back into the middle and then over to the other side. And I'm going to do this 3 more times on each side. Okay, I'm about to pick up my last of my orange strand on the left-hand side, joining my infinity braid because it's above my traveling strand, and I'm going to travel my strand back in the middle. So here we did 4 rotations, grabbing all of orange to bring it into the braid. Now it's time to remove orange. So you're going to grab some orange. You're going to place it behind your traveling strand, and that's how you know it'll no longer be a part of it. Then your traveling strand goes back in the middle, out the other side, and I'm going to remove orange from the left, place it behind my traveling strand, and that's how I know it will not be a part of it. Bringing the traveling strand back in the middle, and it's becoming a little short again, so I'm going to grab hair, this time from the right, just a little sliver, to extend my traveling strand. Now together, they're going to move over to the right hand side, and I'm going to remove hair from the braid 3 more times on each side. Okay, so I am done with the 4 rotations of removing orange. So it was 4 to bring orange in and 4 to take orange out. I'm going to go ahead and put my mannequin head more straight now. Now I'm going to do 8 rotations of the main braid alone, not taking anything in and not removing anything. Let's go ahead and do 8 rotations. So there goes 1. There goes 2. And let's go ahead and do 6 more. Alright, I am done with my 8 rotations. It is time to put a bobby pin right here to hold my braid temporarily. So now we need to take yellow down and bring all of orange and the infinity braid up. And we need to tie yellow in the middle right here. Now that it's tied, I'm going to take the one infinity braid back down, including orange. And orange alone, it needs to go back up because now we need to include red into the braid. So red is the section at ear level. So from here to here, we're going to take 4 even sections of hair to join the braid. Just do the best you can to make sure they're even. I want to remove my bobby pin. Here's my traveling strand where I left it. Alright, let's go ahead and pick up some red. 4 rotations starting now. Here's 1. Placing it above my traveling strand going into the middle, back out the other side, grabbing on the left hand side, placing it above the traveling strand going back into the middle and out back the other side. Let's do this 3 more times. Alright, I am done adding red to my infinity braid. I did my 4 rotations. Now it is time to do 4 rotations of removing red out of the braid. So here's my traveling strand to my right, grabbing some red, placing it behind my traveling strand going back into the middle, back out the other side right here. And actually I should take a little bit more hair because my strand is getting very short. I'm going to continue going to my left hand side and I need to remove hair from the left, placing it behind my traveling strand, and now my traveling strand is going to go back into the middle. Back around to the other side, grabbing more to be removed, placing it behind the traveling strand and having the traveling strand go back in the middle to the other side to remove 3 more times on the left and 2 more times on the right. Here we go. I am done with my 4 rotations of removing the red strands. Next, we need to do 8 rotations of the main braid alone. So let's go ahead and do these 8 rotations. My 8 rotations are done. It is time to place a bobby pin right here. Now I'm going to remove orange from the top. And I'm going to bring red and the infinity braid up. I'm going to grab my 2 orange strands and I'm going to tie them right here, creating the second diamond. Now that it's tied, I'm going to bring red back down. But because we need to include pink, red alone is going to go back up, leaving the infinity braid back down. Making sure my braid is in the middle, and it seems like it is. Lastly, we need to include pink into the braid. Now pink is the hair below the ear, so from here to here, let's go ahead and find 4 even sections to add to the braid. Removing the bobby pin, finding my traveling strand, and there it is. I'm going to do 4 rotations of pink now. Here's my first one, placing it above my traveling strand, traveling it back into the middle, and back out the other side, grabbing pink on the other side, traveling it back into the middle, and let's do 3 more rotations of pink. Alright, on my way to grab the last rotation of pink, placing it above my traveling strand going back into the middle. Now it's time to remove 4 rotations of pink. So here we go. Grabbing hair from the right hand strand, placing it behind my traveling strand, making the traveling strand go back into the middle and under to the other side, removing hair from the other side, placing it below my traveling strand, and then grabbing my traveling strand to go back in the middle. And let's do this 3 more times. Alright, I just did my 4 rotations of removing pink. Now we need to do 8 rotations of this middle braid, and then we'll be done. At least we'll be done with the infinity braid. Alright, I am done with my 8th rotation, and I am going to go ahead and tie it off right here because we are done with the infinity braid. Now that the infinity braid has been tied, I am going to go ahead and remove red from the top. And all of pink in the infinity braid needs to go on top. And red needs to be tied in the middle right here. Now that red is tied, I'm going to bring down pink and the infinity braid. I'm going to separate pink from its right to its left. There they are. And I'm going to lift red just enough so that I can see what I'm doing and tie pink right here. I am very pleased with myself. The braid is in the middle. Okay, so let's go ahead and stretch out the 4 diamonds. So there's my pink diamond. You want to hang on to the hair tie so you can pull to the right, pull to the left. And now we want to hang on to the red hair tie so we can pull to the right, pull to the left. And then underneath, which you can't see but you can feel, hang on to your orange hair tie, pull to the right, and pull to the left. And somehow get in there, hang on to your yellow hair tie that's beneath this, pull to your right, and pull to your left. We are done with this Diamond Faux braid with the infinity braid in the middle. Good job everyone, this one is a lot of work.